Last week, we got a hint of the economic recovery. The May jobs report showed the largest surge in employment in the survey's history. However, like the uneven reopening across the country, with some states continuing their lockdowns, companies will also reflect various conditions that investors will need to decipher. And in order to profit, investors have to find the right stocks to take advantage of. In this pursuit, TipRanks has analyzed corporate data and come up with three stocks that they have scored as a perfect 10. According to TipRanks, these three stocks currently present perfect investing opportunities. Today, we'll only look at one of these stocks, InterDigital. InterDigital is a technology R&D firm that specializes in wireless and video tech for mobile devices and networks. The company's technologies are integral in streaming media, 5G, and virtual reality. As one can imagine, with the current corona crisis and sudden surge in remote connection use and telecommuting, this has been an opportunity for InterDigital. So, let's take a look. Since the last earnings report for InterDigital, shares have added about 5% in that time frame. In the last quarterly reporting, the company surpassed both top and bottom lines. Higher revenues were generated from new licensing avenues. The company reported break-even earnings in the quarter against a net loss of $2.8 million in the year-ago quarter. The improvement was largely attributed to higher revenues. However, the bottom line also surpassed the consensus mark. The company's revenues totaled $76.2 million, up from $68.6 million in the year earlier quarter. Recurring revenues during the reported quarter were $75.5 million compared with $74.2 million a year ago. With solid licensing agreements, InterDigital is expecting a healthy business despite coronavirus. The company remains relatively immune to the adverse economic effects of the virus as fixed priced agreements make up for more than 90% of revenues. InterDigital remains positioned to gain from growth opportunities from 5G rollout. For second quarter 2020, the company expects revenues in the range of 97 to $105 million. Wall Street has a unanimous strong buy consensus rating on InterDigital with a $93.67 average price per share target. So, let's take a look at our charts for InterDigital. And we're looking at a 20-year monthly chart on InterDigital, and the symbol is IDCC. For disclosure purposes, I do not hold any shares of IDCC at this time. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know looking at this price chart what is going to happen. So let's go ahead and go through it. 2001 all the way to the present time, a reasonable upward trend. But if you look more closely, you can see the various waves. Beginning here, 2001, basing and then a run. 2004, basing with a run. 2008, basing with a bigger run. And then 2012, a bigger base with a bigger run. Here in 2019, I think we have the initial stage of a basing. So running through here is the basing. So are we going to have a run heading on up here? Well, let's take a look. Volume looks fine. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. The Mac here, you can see that the recent basing is in this area with the fast line moving through the slow line. We're at a negative 4.178 on the fast line and negative 4.371 on the slow line. So it's still below this zero line, but it looks like it's improving. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at those waves once again. 2001, basing and a run, basing, run, basing, bigger run, and then the biggest base with the biggest run. Don't really know how this is going to react, but it definitely, again, looks like it's basing and wants to run. Now, moving through here into the histogram, you can see the basing looks even better from the histogram, just popped above that zero line. Nice basing also in the price rate of change here with a run heading on up toward that zero line. Very favorable. Same thing, relative strength. We're at a moderate 53.22, so we're above that 50 or midline, and that's good. So nice base and heading on up. Same thing you can see in the stochastics as well. The Williams, its base here with the run up to the overbought territory, and that's going to pull the other oscillators up. Hopefully the price will also follow. One last look at the chart. As usual, conduct your fundamental analysis. You got to be comfortable with the numbers. I'm comfortable with the chart. So dig deeper into those numbers. And for today, that's ChewDog Charts. Thank you.